What do you need improvement in?
Just want to go through and win.
What is the purpose of overthinking? Taking care of your loved one. That's how you can increase your sales.
Hello, everybody. This is Faris.
And this is Caregiver Flournoy, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with the Homecare Guyz.
Oh, man. Caleb, guess what we got going on this month, brother?
Okay, what's going on this month, Faris?
All right, so hey guys, this month we're actually highlighting prime care home care services. We have an amazing team of individuals that has really joined the vision, joined the mission of prime care. So for the whole month of July, we're going to be actually highlighting some of our managers, our directors, some people that are really trailblazing within the industry. And today, Caleb, we have Melissa Hefner, brother.
Oh, so I can tell you all about Melissa. Melissa is she started off as a GAAP care coordinator with our agency, but she worked with a previous agency in the pediatric department. She was a manager. And so, once she came in as a GAAP care coordinator, she just excelled. And so now Melissa is she's over our pediatric department affairs with our GAAP program. And so we're happy to have you, Melissa. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. It's good to be here today. It's good to see you all.
Well, Melissa, we're excited about having you on the show. We're excited about you kicking off, just like I said, introducing prime care to the team, to our audience, because a lot of times people look at us as home care guys, and some of them may know we run a home health care agency, some may not. But one thing we want to do is give them the behind the scenes of the people that are actually turning the gears and making things happen. And Melissa, you running
the show.
Yeah, and you're indeed making things happen within the pediatric vision as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, Melissa, I would like to just kind of start. Can you give our audience a little bit about yourself, your background, and just any kind of information that you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So I think my career, it probably started when I was a child and I had no idea. When I was 12 years old, my best friend, she was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And she did hit the final stages and she passed away on actually the day before my first day of seventh grade.
Wow.
So I got to see a lot, her struggles, her parents' struggles. They had nursing in the home. So I got to, play with their nurse, and she was amazing. And she really brought a lot of joy to the family at such a hard time. And I look back at that instance as a child, and it's amazing to me of where I am right now because of where I started. And I look back like, maybe that's why I'm veering this way. And then as I got older, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a nurse. Everything was healthcare. And I got a full scholarship to go to Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania for my academics. And I started out in special ed and I moved on to psychology, and I stuck with psychology the rest of the way. And then somehow I ended up in adult care. I was a coordinator for the state in Pennsylvania. So a lot of my beginning experiences came from adults. And then, God opened another door and I moved over to pediatrics. So now I'm getting that side of it and I absolutely adore it. And I truly feel like this was my last stop, that God wanted me in pediatrics. And like I said, it started when I was 12. Wow. I have two beautiful girls of my own that I care for every day, and now managing the GAAP department. So I'm super excited about that.
Well, you got to tell us how has your experience with as we transition roles from pediatric manager to you are the now pediatric manager. How has that been? Has it been challenging? Has it been exciting? What has been some of the challenges and excitement with that?
I would say the challenges is just, when you are a teammate and they're your coworkers and your friends, that is a challenge, is going to that next level to where you don't want to feel like a manager. You want to be that leader without them feeling like you've changed or you're too firm, or, you have to look at things differently. So I've been working on finding that balance of, I do have to look at it this differently, and I do need you to respect that. But also I am still the same Melissa, and I'm here if you need anything. So that would be my biggest challenge. I absolutely love a good challenge. So we've been rolling with it. And I feel like this month is going to be probably the best month we've had since I got the role, just kind of getting in the transition.
That's awesome. And that's amazing. Like, that's one thing that we saw within you, like the leader initially. I'll never forget our first conversation. conversation, our first interview, and it was always that leader. And that's one thing I think as Caleb, as running an organization, we look for leaders. Right. And sometimes people have to get their foot in the door, regardless if it's a coordinator, right. But the leader will arise. And Melissa, you were with us. How long have you been with us?
I think 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
9 months. And that's one thing is I think the untraditional thing that here at Prime Care is not about the whole, okay, well, you got to do this for 3 years and this for 5 years to go up the leadership ladder. We look for people to have those attributes that come in the door, and we go through and find ways to go through the mate room. Caleb was actually our GAAP Care manager, director, and I have a big philosophy on develop and elevate, or delegate and elevate. Delegate and elevate. And that's one thing Caleb did. He was able to go through and actually identify. You identified, you delegated tasks, and you were able to elevate. Both of you are able to elevate to go to that next level. So, Melissa, I just want to say hats off to you on that. I want to ask you a question about your management style, because I believe that everybody have different management styles. Everyone has different leadership styles. So tell me about your particular style as a leader.
I try to keep it comfortable. Mm-hmm. I feel like if my team is comfortable, they flourish. If they're confident, they flourish. So I try to focus every morning on our positives and give them that opportunity when it's just us to be able to speak on things that are bothering them. And I feel like that we've started out good. I feel like building trust within myself so that they could trust me as well has been a big thing for me. I want them to be able to come to me when, they're feeling uneasy, so that we can fix that before those feelings ball up. And then the next thing you know, you're exploding, or it's just, you can't handle it at that point. Mm-hmm. So I would say I focus on, their confidence and comfortability, just making sure that those two things are there so that we can flourish and move forward.
Man, and that's awesome, because I think people have to feel comfortable enough to communicate. And if for some reason, I think, and we've all had management experiences in the bad where a person, you wanted to go there and meet a certain goal, but you may not have felt comfortable communicating with a manager or a leader or director or executive, whoever, to go through and actually hit that. But I think just like I said, with your leadership style and the way that you're building your team, and I want to just commend you, your team really goes through and look up to you, and they really respect you, and they really want to go through and work to achieve the goals that you have in place for them as well. Yeah, I really think that you are going to have an amazing month this year, especially with, I've been seeing the feedback, with our communication that we do through WhatsApp, and you guys are just, y'all are killing it. Melissa, let me, for our audience that do not know about GAAP, can you pretty much kind of explain what your department is about, and what do you do for our children?
Sure. So the GAAP program, also known as the Georgia Pediatric Program, is a Medicaid-funded program, no cost to the families. Basically, what we do is we provide personal care assistance in the home while the parents work, or if they want to be the caregiver themselves, they can get hired on to be the caregiver right now. It's a great way to supplement your income. But basically what happens is they go through an enrollment process. It takes 30 days to get approved. You have to be between the ages of newborn, 20 years, 11 months. You have to have Medicaid, of course, and you have to have a physical disability. And one thing I like to point out now is a lot of families don't understand that, unfortunately, autism is not a part of those diagnoses. So we do struggle with that. And I try to put that out there up front, because there's a ton of families that need help right now with children with autism. Right. But we do help children with physical disabilities. Basically, the state will approve them on so many hours per week based on their medical necessity for services in the home. And we can either provide them with a CNA or a personal care worker, or, like I said, the parents can go through the background, get credentialed, take the training, and they can work with their child as well. So it's definitely an amazing program. And hopefully someday we can broaden that to take the children with autism as well. Yes.
Hey you, do you know of a disabled child that needs in-home care services? My name's Adrienne. I'm a GAAP clinical nurse with Prime Care Homecare. We specialize in providing in-home pediatric care for disabled children in the comfort of their home. I serve the South Metro Atlanta area. If you would like to enroll your disabled child, please call me at 470-651-8054.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How has some of the parents' feedback with providing care to their child? I know there's a caregiver shortage right now that's going on in America, and so how has the feedback been with parents taking care of their loved ones, their children?
It's amazing. I've had parents text me, "You have no idea how much this is helping." Even parents in the beginning that were like, "This isn't much money, but we can do it." But now they're realizing that it is a supplemental income. Right. And right now, honestly, gas prices are high, food prices are high. So it's a nice supplement for parents who cannot leave their children. Unfortunately, there are families that they can't just call grandma or granddad to come over to watch their child because they need to be qualified to sit with their child. So it's amazing to hear how much we're helping families, and hopefully we can continue.
Yes. So, Ms., I want you to tell us about one of the most memorable stories that you've encountered thus far. I know you've been in the seat as a manager and been a coordinator as well. So tell us about one of the most memorable stories that you've had helping someone get on the program, or actually some things while they've been on the program.
I could say, at my previous agency that I started with, I actually had a few patients that came with me, which has been such a blessing. And I've gotten to see how their children have grown throughout the program and actually graduated from the program. Wow. So just seeing helping those people and being able to find them a nurse and see the progress that child has made from hardly moving to now crawling and, moving from skilled nursing to now they only need personal care. Wow. And at 3 years old, graduated from the program. I like to call it graduation because if you no longer need the program, then we must have done something right. So I would say, that family in particular, just knowing that child has grown from, such a rough spot to now not even needing the program at all has been absolutely amazing, rewarding, and just a blessing.
That's amazing right there, because and I like your word, there's power in words, and I like that you said graduating from the program, because a lot of times people feel like, oh my gosh, this program some people have to be on it for the long term. Some people, once they get the help, they're able to graduate and that slot becomes open to someone else who needs the program as well. And with that being said, I want to hear about a story of maybe a caregiver or a family member that really touched your heart as well, like in the story of maybe somebody on the caregiver or family member side that's caring for their loved one that maybe touched your heart as well.
Plenty. Some of our caregivers, absolutely amazing. They go over and beyond. And honestly, sometimes it feels like, I've gotten to know parents so much, and sometimes they become numb. There's so much going on that they just can't grasp anything else around them anymore. So a particular caregiver, I don't know if I can say her name, so I'll leave it out. But she has been absolutely amazing at not only caring for that child while the parent was going through, some depressing times, but changing the parent's view. And you could just see the parent blossoming again and seeing that there is a brighter side to what was going on with her child. So caregivers have the opportunity to really, really impact not only the child, but the parents as well and the people around them. And this particular woman had done that. Absolutely amazing. And, we forget that they have families as well. Yes. And, they step away from their families to focus on another family and somehow blossom on both sides. So thank you to her. Hopefully she knows that I'm talking about her.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, I want to say this. I know that we have initially, as a Gap Care coordinator, when you came in, we went through some intense training.
Yes.
How important is I want you to tell our audience, because a lot of people don't know. Prime Care, we have grown to be one of the largest minority-owned home care agencies in Georgia, the largest minority-owned home care agency in Georgia. And I want you to talk to our audience about our training curriculum, when it comes down to a person that's coming into a program, because I know that you were seasoned in, as a manager with Gap, and some of the training you were like, well, whoa, I didn't even know we could do that, or I didn't even know this was. So elaborate on some of the training benefits from receiving at Prime Care.
I'll be honest, it was not, it didn't feel like a training. I felt like every time I left Milledgeville, I felt like I was coming from a retreat. Honestly, like I left there feeling so full of joy and empowered, very intense. Caleb is one of the best trainers I've ever had. The very best. And, you kind of get out of your comfort zone so that you can learn and you can build, and you leave there feeling more confident than you've ever felt in areas that you were weak in. So I would say it is intense, but in a good way. You don't leave feeling overwhelmed and overloaded. You leave with public speaking to the fullest. When you get on camera or when you're in person, it doesn't even matter anymore. It's the opportunity to really explore how far you can go in your weak zone. And you get pushed in such a positive way. So I will say, training, but more of like a retreat, honestly. I think on our third day, there hasn't been a time where I haven't shed a tear, just happiness, listening to people talk about their stories and just it's just amazing. It's a really great training.
It's a full circle moment.
And I've seen the transformation in everyone, especially because I think, Caleb, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we're still trying to find our way, and everything we do is not the most perfect thing that we go through and put out there, but the hearts are there. Right. And I think having a team that realized the heart, I've seen so much transformation in the team. And just like I said, Melissa, I heard and I've seen you all going out there more enlightened, more confident. I've seen people overcome fears of public speaking. I've seen people who said, I can't do that, or hey, in my last job, I was operating this box, so I never had the opportunity to go through and think on my feet, or never had the opportunity to create, or no one never asked me to go through and get involved. That's the thing that is powerful about being with this organization, is having an opportunity to blossom, because a lot of times people never know what they can truly become until they get into the right environment to go through and actually get in that right soil. And I really see the blossoming happening with you, and the effects of you actually stepping out there. It's like now I see your team getting out that comfort zone and say, hey, even if I don't speak up every day, I'm gonna speak up one time a week. Right. Then that one time a week becomes 3 times a week, and it becomes habitual. It's a habit that's forming as well. And I think that I'm gonna give a shout out to Caleb and also you for leading a dynamic team, and then going through and making sure that we keep people out of their comfort zones enough to go through and actually be uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations. Yes. And I think that's the beautiful part that I'm seeing as well.
Exactly. Well, I want to pretty much kind of, I guess we're going to end with this, a little bit more, but what do you foresee? I know we talk about our vision when it comes down to the GAAP program. What do you foresee, the program going in the future?
I think we're going to continue to blossom. It's amazing. We're getting out there. We're more involved in different events, just trying to educate our community. And I think we're getting great feedback from that. So I can only see us going up from here. And the personalities, the company itself matters so much. We have so much to offer, more than just, the business aspect of it. So I really see us growing. I really do.
And I've recently seen on our communication with WhatsApp that you guys participated in so many events this year. What was a few events that stood out for you and your team?
So just a couple weekends ago, I did the Children's Wish Foundation walk in Piedmont Park, which was absolutely beautiful. It's an organization that they fulfill a child's wish because they have a terminal illness. Oh, wow. And what we do know is sometimes, even though you're diagnosed with a terminal illness, we don't always get to that ending stage. So we wanted to go out there and support and show our love. We had a water table. We had some healthy snacks out there. Yeah. But just getting to know those women and what they do for these children and their families to get them to, whether it be Disney World or just simply some stuffed animals and a nice cozy blanket, has been absolutely amazing. It's a great foundation. And also Focus, another organization we've been working with. we share different things. You know, if we have events, they help us. If they have events, we can volunteer there. And they also do like some after school activities and things for children with special needs. So those are two organizations I could say absolutely amazing. And I love working with them.
Man, that's awesome right there, Melissa. Well, hey, before we end this interview, I want you to go through and think about, so we're in the process of growing. We're in a process of bringing on more leaders within the organization, elevating leaders within the organization. And I want you to go through and think a moment of a message that you can go to give someone who's on the fence of becoming a leader within the organization, or somebody who may be looking at Prime Care and say, you know what, hey, I see what Melissa has done, and I want to go through and walk in those same shoes. I want to go through and actually experience the same joy that she's experiencing right now. So I want you to go through and give just an encouragement for those individuals that are thinking about coming on over and say, you know, I want to be a part of the Prime Care team because there's something that's going on there that I feel like I can bring to the table to go through and get the vision there a little bit sooner and to go through and elevate the whole culture at Prime Care.
Oh man, this is such a sensitive thing for me. Do it. Do not hold back. I feel like when you hold back, you miss your blessings. And coming to Prime Care has been absolutely amazing. The opportunity to grow and, like you said, to get out of your comfort zone. And although that's a little uncomfortable, somehow you all make it feel comfortable. So I would say, you know, don't hold back on anything. If it's scary, more than likely it's because there's uncomfortability there, but so much growth on the other side of that. So I would say if anybody wanted to come to Prime Care, just do it. You will not be disappointed. And I guarantee, look, within a year, you are going to feel so different inside. And you're going to feel and see that you've grown and you've impacted others in a way that you never thought you could.
Exactly. That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's one thing, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this particular podcast. Our goal is to go through and highlight Prime Care is just not Caleb and myself. No. Prime Care, we have a whole team of individuals. So it's not an I, it's team. A we team. Yes. And our goal is to go through and actually allow opportunity for all of us to go through and actually explore other opportunities of growth and to serve the masses as well. So, Melissa, this has been an amazing interview, I want to just give you your accolades. You are doing an amazing job with managing an amazing team, with leading and managing an amazing team. And I just see that this is just the beginning. 9 months in, I can see you just going even further and bringing, and not only just you going further, I see that you're developing leaders as well to go through and delegate and elevate. As you continue to go through and actually delegate, your elevation continue as well. So I just want to say thank you for all you're doing with the organization. And Kayla, I want you to go through and tell them how you can follow us and everything.
Okay, definitely. If you have enjoyed this episode with Conversation with the Homecare Guyz, please go to Spotify and leave a review right now. Please leave a review. Also, you can follow us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Conversations with the Homecare Guyz with a Z, as well as we're on Apple Podcasts. And our Instagram handles is Caleb Homecare CEO.
And Mr. Homecare COO.
And so there you have it. Another great episode. Are we doing after show? We're doing after show?
Not today.
I wanted to ask some questions. But okay, well, there you have it. Another great episode of Conversation with Homecare Guyz. Stay safe, guys.
All right, take care.